exceed me. I really, really appreciate it.
Thanks, Alan.
There you go.
I want to thank Alan for his leadership. I promised the production crew I wouldn't hit this thing, so I'm gonna put it down. I want to thank Alan for his leadership. You know, at the end of the day, this chairmanship is like a 12-month deal, so you have to make a decision real fast what you want to do, and then do that. And Alan worked on this North Runway piece, and quite frankly, he did a great job as chair in 2012 or 2013, and I want to recognize, I know it's been done, but I want to recognize the prior chairs of the Los Angeles Area Chamber of Commerce. Let's give them a hand. Before commenting and making the comments I just want to say this, that every package that we had from Christmas time has been delivered. So if you've heard to the contrary, that's not true. That's a lie. We are done, quite frankly. And, you know, and I've been kind of busy, but I do want to also add that on the West Coast, there were no issues. I just want to get that out there. Start early with that, right? I'd like to acknowledge a few attendees, however, and the first is the great group of people that I have an absolute privilege of working with, and that's the UPSers that are here tonight. And I like the UPSers. We're at a couple of tables to stand if they could and get some acknowledgement. I just want to say that unequivocally, this is the best group of logistics and supply chain people in the world. And I am very privileged to have them on my side every day here in what I do. A special thanks is going to go out to Jerry Mattis. He's not going to like that I brought this up, but you know, everyone has a boss. Jerry's mine. And, you know, him and I have gone back a long ways. We have a great relationship. And, you know, this December was kind of tough. You know, I mean, I didn't have a lot of issues in Southern California. My people got everything done, but he runs half the United States. And in places like Dallas, Minnesota, I mean, there's, you know, some snow and some issues. And, you know, I had to give him encouragement. He's my boss, but I had to encourage him. And quite frankly, I couldn't ask for a better person to work with and a better partner in this business. I'd like Jerry to stand. Jerry's responsible for half of our U.S. Business, and he's the president of the Western U.S. for UPS, and I appreciate him being here tonight. You know, we heard from the mayor. I want to thank the mayor for coming. I think it's very important that the mayor and the chamber work together. And you're going to hear later from LA City Council President Herb Wesson. Supervisor Don Kanabe is going to speak. But we do have other electeds here that aren't speaking, and I want to thank you for coming. Supervisor Mark Ridley Thomas is here. I want to thank him for coming. I want to thank all of the electeds that are here tonight for coming. It's important that the business community sees you here. It's important that the business community understands that collaboration is what you're going to do with the business community. So I want to thank you sincerely for coming. I also want to thank all of the sponsors, and particularly those of you that stepped up to the level that Union Bank stepped up. I want to thank you for that. The Chamber obviously is an organization that needs support in order to do what it does, and it does a lot more than anyone would ever recognize. You know, my serving as chairman reflects the commitment that UPS has and UPSers have at bettering societies. In 2010, in Fortune magazine, we were named the most socially responsible company, not in America, but in the world. And we're proud of that. Our social involvement reflects commitment by 400,000 UPSers, and I think that's evidenced by tonight. You know, likewise, the Los Angeles Area Chamber of Commerce has a rich legacy, as I mentioned, the prior chamber chairs, and Gary recognized those in his opening comments. But I want to thank our current board members. You know, at the end of the day, I joined this chamber in 2010, and, you know, it's a choice. And I have seen the leadership that you wouldn't believe from many chamber members on committees, and they're very passionate about the city of Los Angeles. They're not a lobby just to get their way. They're very passionate about the city. And so I'm really privileged to serve with them. And Gary Tobin and his staff are just unbelievable people. They don't miss a beat. That's probably why I get along with them. UPS, we kind of expect to do things a certain way. And, Gary Tobin's staff is just outstanding. Let's give them a hand, please. Los Angeles is an amazing city and an amazing county with a deep and rich heritage. It's a global icon, no doubt. The cultural diversity of this city is second to none in the world. And the business community in Los Angeles has been the forefront of America's growth. The ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach are the anchors that drive this growth. Over 45% of all seaborne goods in the world come through these two ports, which makes all of Southern California a hub for distribution. And at UPS, we move 7% of this nation's economy daily. We see the economy in real time, not sometimes, but every day. We know the patterns of all business. We know the micro patterns of all business. We see their distribution trends. And Southern California continues to be one of our strongest growth areas, which is evidenced by our recent decision to invest nearly $400 million to expand capacity in the city of Ontario. The growth of the cities in Southern California are connected to each other. They do not stand alone. This is something that we know well at UPS. And as Alan mentioned, the Los Angeles 2020 Commission recently released a report. And I really need to pause here for a minute and get the room's attention. Because I understand how table-side conversation occurs, but for just one moment, you need to stop. If you're an Angelino and you care about the Los Angeles County region in Southern California, then you need to go to the website. I'm going to wait, because you're going to listen to this. The 2020 Commission did a report. And if you don't have it, go read it. Because you can't read that report and not understand the depths of issues we need to overcome and the help we need to do that from a public and private perspective. And I would just ask and challenge you that if you really care, and if it's not just about a dinner, that you'll go read the report. Mickey Cantor, Austin Butner, and a number of what I consider civic icons in this city spent a lot of sweat and time saying, we're going to take a look at this. Now, most of us were surprised to find out that our city and county has fewer jobs today. Just understand, if this was a company, you have less people and less jobs, not because of technology today, than you had 23 years ago. The per capita GDP of everyone in the space has declined for 23 years. We're not talking 3 years here, 23 years in a row. 23 years in a row in the city of Los Angeles, people have made less money than the year before that. And here's a simple fact. If nothing changes, if we do what's been done, next year will be number 24. So if we are here to demonstrate responsible leadership, we need to use the 2020 Commission report that Mickey Cantor agreed to chair and Austin Butner are two civic icons, to address what we consider to be the inhibitors to economic growth. And as Alan noted, there are many new projects underway in Los Angeles and a great deal of excitement, positive excitement in the air, and it needs our support as business leaders. But we cannot continue to lose jobs, and we cannot continue to have graduation rates that are some of the highest in the nation, 50% in some communities. We cannot consistently spend more revenue at City Hall then we collect and expect there to be no consequences. We must find a solution for the highest rate of homelessness in the nation. And the homeless task force that Jerry Newman and Renee Frazier are members of and drive, and the United Way drives, they need our support. And finally, we cannot assume that the solutions we have tried in the past will solve these problems today, because that would be a form of denial. And at the end of the day, that moves nothing forward. We have tremendous assets in Los Angeles, some of the best environments in the world in entertainment, our ports, and quite frankly, we have no excuses for these negative statistics, none. The members of the Los Angeles Chamber that I've been able to be a part of for 3 years are a chamber that's committed to addressing these challenges and more. And we are business leaders who are bullish, quite frankly, about our region. We believe that there are many exciting reasons to invest in this city. We believe that a strong business community breeds a strong community. We believe that when business grows, and this is important, when business grows, jobs grow. And when jobs grow, people grow. And when people grow, cities thrive. We will engage and support civic and business leaders who embrace that concept. You know, at the end of the day, I'm looking forward to the 12 months that I'll be the chair for the Los Angeles Area Chamber of Commerce. And the principal goal that I have is to work with all of you to build a better community that UPS can be a part of in a positive, proactive way. And I just want to thank all of you for your support as we go forward into the year 2014 and support the region that we all love. I have a privilege to introduce the next speaker. You know, some things are a privilege, some things are an honor. You know, this is just special. Our president of the city council is a very, very important figure, as is the mayor of this city. You know, between those two individuals, I think you're going to get about all you're going to get done. I mean, let's just be honest. Herb Wesson is a longtime friend of many of you here in the room. His commitment to this region, not just LA, but this region, is just speaks to its own record. The city, county, and state government has an open door policy with the business community and appreciates the Chamber's concentration on jobs, education, and transportation. It is just absolutely my pleasure to introduce to you a person who's passionate, gets down in the weeds, doesn't sit on high, understands what the real deal is. President of our city council, Herb Wesson.